Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to take this opportunity to share this video with you. And first, first of all, make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video, make sure you comment on this video, and make sure you subscribe. And if you need to get in contact with me, thoughtofleandre@gmail.com. It's in the description below. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. This video is probably going to be shorter than it usually is. Okay, so the subject today is going to be about if you can't respect him, just leave him. If you cannot respect him, just leave him. Why? Why are we in relationships with men, ladies, where you can't bring yourself to give him the respect that is necessary for him? If you are of the ilk that all men are trash, then do yourself a favor, do us a favor, and don't be with us men. If you have a negative disposition with men, or you have a defensive disposition with men, you don't need to be with men. Not even if there are a couple of things that you like about them that they bring to you. You have to be able to accept the whole package. But I will go further to say that all men aren't the same. And because all men aren't the same, and you've got everybody pegged the same way, you should really look at where are you finding where you find these type of men, because it's the law of attraction for me. And if you keep attracting these type of men, then the law of attraction, which isn't wrong ever, states that it's something about you that's bringing in these type of men. And so if these type of men are what you bring or attract, then it's something that you have to, it's some shadow work, it's some self-work that you have to do about you. If a man is not good in a particular department, think of any department. It could be finances, it could be protection, it can be production, it can be whatever it is. If it's important to you for a man to have a particular quality, then what are you projecting to get the lack thereof? Let's take now I'm going to break this down on many different levels. Let's say that you're with a man and he cheated on you, and now things aren't the same between the two of you, and you can't bring yourself to respecting that man, but you say you forgive that man. Well, if you forgive that man, then you have to, I'm not saying you have to forget it, but you have to roll with that man in a capacity that's going to be conducive to the both of you. And if you just can't see yourself doing that, or you can't bring yourself to doing that, then you need to just end the relationship. Let me tell you, men need sex and a sandwich. All right. And if you're in a relationship with a man where you can't provide him sex and you can't provide him sandwich, you shouldn't be in a relationship with him. I don't care that he brings these other fruits to you. Your job isn't to punish him. He just wasn't ready for you. He just wasn't ready to give you that. And men, take accountability in this aspect. If you say that you're going to give a woman something, give it to her. And if you can't see yourself giving that to her, just tell her up front that you can't give it to her. Maybe you discovered after changes, because men and women, they change every 3 to 5 years. But maybe you brought yourself to maybe you came to the conclusion of evolution that you want some things that are different. Shame on you for not telling your partner what you want. Shame on you for telling your partners what you want, not what you want, because you think you're going to get ostracized. Let me tell you something, fellas. Ladies too. In order for you to succeed, you have to fail. In order for you to succeed, you have to fail. I think this is a little extreme, but somebody may mention that relationships, marriages should be like term contracts. And I wanted to be closed-minded to that, but I try not to be closed-minded to anything. I try to just open my mind to be able to try to comprehend what is being said. And there's some valid points. And it says that marriage should be a 5-year contract with renewability. And so I really just dove in and I started thinking about that. And I was thinking about the NBA. And I was thinking about LeBron James. And what LeBron James did that was different from everybody else. See, players notoriously before LeBron, they wanted to secure the bag and they wanted to secure it for a long time. So players were getting 10-year contracts and things like that, and they were trying to get more. I remember the days of Juwan Howard. I think he had like 10 years, $110 million or something like that. I remember Kevin Garnett, he got a 10-year contract. I remember Shaquille O'Neal. All of those people, they were gunning for those big contracts. But what was happening in those contracts were those contracts were given to them and it imprisoned them. So if the team decided that they weren't going to build around you in terms of what you needed to compete for championships, then you were a slave of mediocrity. And I think sometimes when we get into marriage and we think about forever, it allows the other person to rest on their laurels and produce fruit of lethargy. There's just laziness. I don't have to exercise anymore because I got my husband. I don't have to upkeep my appearance because I got my husband. I don't have to be a freak-a-leak for my husband because he's my husband now. I don't have to give my husband attention because I got him now. So all of the efforts, and that is so prototypical of what happens so many times, because you meet a woman and she is interested in you. She does everything for you she knows what you want. Even early in the game, it's instinctual. She knows what you want and she gives that to you. Boom, 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 boom. And then you give her access to the relationship, and then she goes, I don't want to do that. Not anymore. She doesn't say it, but her actions say it. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself, you're miserable as a man because you're just like, man, I did not sign up for this. And then what happens? Your wife doesn't give you what you need. She not giving you loving anymore. And you try to be good. You try to go, well, I can't go out there and get any more because I'm married. And it just starts weighing on you, weighing on you, weighing on you. And she's holding you accountable. She's just like, well, we're married. So you can't do certain things. And you start to wonder, part of the reason that they want to secure you as a husband is so they don't have to earn doing the things that they needed to do that kept you before. I'm sorry. I think a lot of women, and I can only speak from the male perspective, I think a lot of women are better girlfriends than they are wives. I think when they're girlfriends, they're better wives as girlfriends than they are wives when they're wives. Listen, any given year, any team can put it together and win the championship. But dynasties are created when a team finds a way to manufacture the hunger once they get to the mountaintop. And there are women out there that find a way to manufacture the same intensity or more once they get married. And kudos and shout outs to you ladies. You ladies that maintained or advanced your freak, your creativity, your thought process in terms of reciprocation with your spouse. Man, shout out to you. But what gets a lot of women off of that is a lot of women listen to other women. Just listening to other women. Letting other women tell them how to be. And a lot of times the women that's telling you how to be, they never were. Or they never were good at it. But they're your friends. That's your stick girl. That's your home girl. That's sis. So I'm going to listen to her. You know, she's giving you stock advice and she's not a stockbroker. She's giving you medical advice and she's not a doctor. And you, in your convoluted emotions, you can't differentiate between is she qualified or is she not qualified? Like, why is she telling? She's qualified to tell you what she did that was wrong that she shouldn't have done. Yeah, she's qualified for that. But she's not qualified to tell you how to have a good marriage. And she's never been married or she's failed at marriage over and over again. She can talk about what she did wrong, what she saw she did wrong in her relationships, but she cannot tell you what works when she has no experience with that working. This is why I say stop listening to people. Just stop listening to people and start listening to the righteousness that abides in your heart. You don't need anybody to tell you right from wrong. That's bull. You just need to listen to the voice inside of yourself that knows right from wrong, that wants to lead you into all truth. But that's hard for you to do. That takes you spending some time with yourself. That takes you meditating. That takes you being apart from the world. And that takes you going on a journey for yourself. See, you would rather sit down at the table, let the bib be put on your shirt, and you would rather somebody spoon feed you game. You got all of the tokens you need to play the game that you got to play in life. You got all of the tokens. You know, you go into the arcade of life, and just by paying admission, you're able to go in and you're able to play as many games as you want for the price of admission. Your price of admission of being here is the simple fact that you had competed against over 120 million different sperms, and you were the one that made it to the egg. So you have a right to play the game of life, but you gotta play it. Stop passing your joystick around. Letting other people feel and fumble on your controls. And then when your joystick gets jammed up, nobody wants to get you a new one. Now you got to play with a broken joystick. See, you're going to learn to stop letting people take control of your life. And that's what advice from other people does. Because what one person can give you accurate advice if they don't have 100% of the information? Half the time when you go to your girls, you tell your girls what you want to tell them. You don't give them the whole story. You tell them the story that will keep you in the best lighting possible. You know, it's like a selfie. When you see these girls and they take these incredible selfies, they snapping pictures from up here. Do you know why they're snapping pictures from up here? Because it makes everything look as best as possible about them. And then a fella will see that and he'll say, man, she is banging, she is bad. And then he'll go and he'll actually do what he needs to do and he'll meet her. And he's disappointed because what he sees is not what he saw. And that's what happens, man. Guys do it too. But I'm going to get on the girls right now because I get on the guys. Ladies, you have got to stop getting the industry standards for what men want from other women. It's got you looking foolish. It's got you out here wearing God knows what on your body. It's got you out here showing the world everything you have to offer. Now, don't get it twisted. A man likes a fun girl, and we like them in all shapes and sizes, but we don't want to wife a fun girl. So when you go out there and you're having your hot girl summer and it's the time of your life, it's a strike on your record in terms of a man. And don't be upset, don't be mad, but it's just what it is. You can't tell a man what he's supposed to like and what he's not. You try to, but you can't tell a man what he's supposed to like. He likes what he likes, just like you like what you like. You don't want a man telling you not to like something or to like something. That doesn't go well. I mean, if a man does that to a woman, he's canceled. Cancel culture. But you can do it to men because you've been given this power and it's being abused. And you need to step back. And you need to step back and you need to accept reality for what it is. And you need to take accountability for yourself. And I'm going to just be honest. Men are being held accountable. They always have been held accountable. Matter of fact, we being held accountable. Y'all don't even think that we've held accountable enough. But I'm going to tell you why men are held accountable. Because men do things and they get canceled for it. They get vilified for it. There's a girl right now. She has for the last 10 years have been just sleeping around with all sorts of men. And she finds out she has AIDS and she's had it for who knows how long. But guess what? Society is actually trying to be supportive of her. But when a man goes around and he has STD or he has AIDS in the same sense, and this has happened, when a man goes around and has sex with multiple women and he has AIDS, he's vilified. And I think they both should be vilified. If you know that you are having sex with people and you have AIDS, you should both be vilified, whether you're a woman or a man. But our society doesn't do that. Our society coddles women when they have inefficiencies or deficiencies, and it vilifies a man for not. That's just like a woman can be 35 years old, broke, and stay at home with her mother. She's going to get treated a certain way. But a man can be 35 years old and broke, and he's going to be vilified for it. And even though that's not fair, men have accepted that in totality, generally. Well, I shouldn't say totality, but in general, men have accepted that these are the standards. These are the mile markers. By a certain age, a man is just supposed to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And if he doesn't, he's just going to be canceled out. But a woman, she can, she's struggling. She needs healing. She's had a tough deal. She got in a few bad relationships. She unfortunately had the fathers run away from her and the children. She's got 4 children by 6 men, but she's very, she's a victim. She's a victim, and she didn't deserve that. She's a sweet girl. She's a sweet girl. I mean, look at her. She's beautiful. Why would she be a bad person? Look at this beautiful woman. She has an amazing career. Look at her. She looks gorgeous. Her face is beat to the gods. Look at her butt. Look at her chest. Oh my gosh. Do you see how small her waist is? She is 36, 24, 36. I mean, she is just, how could a woman as beautiful as you be by yourself? And a lot of times she'll piggyback on that. She's like, I choose to be by myself. Man, please. And kudos to the woman that decides to be by herself because she's really, really working on herself. But a lot of women that say that they choose to be by themselves, they're not working on themselves. They just continue to have hot girl summers. They continue to go out there and they continue to sleep with whoever they want to sleep with. And shh, don't tell nobody. Shh, that was overseas. We're not going to count that. Shh, we had a condom on. That doesn't count. And not taking accountability for those actions. No, no way, sis. No way. It you don't have you can choose to do whatever it is you want to do. You can have your fans only page where you bending over and busting it wide, playing with yourself and doing all kinds of things. And listen, you out there and you're making a lot of money doing it because you're beautiful looking and you're making a lot of money and you got 100,000 subscribers that's paying you $20 a month, and then you're making videos and all kinds of things, and you're just slutting yourself out. But I'm going to tell you, don't get upset because the man that you want to be with doesn't take you serious. No man wants to be with an undisciplined woman. Listen, it's easy to go out there and do the things that fulfills your flesh. It takes character and discipline to do things to go against your flesh. And that is what a man is looking for. A man is looking for a woman that can say no to temptation. A man is looking for a woman that can say, I am going to show loyalty. A man is looking for a woman that's going to take care of herself and do the things that goes against the flesh. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. And some of the things that you're looking for, ladies, you want a man to have money. Listen, a man has to exhibit some type of discipline to make money. A man can't be lazy and have money. A man is it, you want a man that's got discipline. You want a man that has vision. You want a man that has stick-to-itiveness. You want a man that's punctual. You want a man that's going to be able to come through. That takes discipline. Well, in order to be the type of woman that a man wants, that requires discipline too. You want to get married? You can't have high body counts. I'm sorry. It's going to hurt you. And there will be a man out there to accept you in spite of you having high body counts. But guess what? It may not be the man that you want. You're going to really have to settle. And you're going to have to settle for him having some characteristics and personality disorders that you're not fond of. So, I mean, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. You think that you can go out there and do whatever you want to do as long as you want to do it. And then somehow you're going to get tired of doing it, and then you're going to be ready. And then you bestow it upon a man to take on those traumas, those experiences, and that mileage. And there are men out there, their value of women is such that they'll accept that. Because they don't care. I don't care how many men you've been with or whatever the case may be. You with me, you with me. And there's guys out there, and you know what? Salute. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do. But what does it always lead to? That's the question. Are those men with growing old with those women? And they will be on social media and they will brag about how great their relationship is. And then it always ends up that they're not with them anymore. Man, you can't get around cause and effect. You can't get around cause and effect. And let me tell you something about any man. If you take, let me think of a beautiful, beautiful woman that we all can agree, whether she's our type or not, that she's beautiful. Let's take Salma Hayek. Okay? Salma Hayek is a gorgeous woman. Okay? Now let's take Salma Hayek and let's make her two people. Okay? Now, these things that I'm saying about Salma Hayek are not a reflection of her. Personally and honestly, I think that Salma Hayek has a wonderful character. But for the sake of the argument, she's going to be my guinea pig, right? So you have Salma Hayek here, and she's a pure woman. Okay? She's never had she doesn't have any children. She is 25 years old. She doesn't have any children. She has never had sex, and she has never been she does not come with the trauma. Okay, I'm being extreme. She does not come with any trauma. Now let's take this Salma Hayek. She has children, she has trauma, and she has issues. Now they look exactly the same. They're the same age, they're the same height, same weight, same measurements. But this Selma Hayek over here, is, she doesn't come with the mileage of the baggage. And this Selma Hayek over here comes with the mileage of the baggage. Now, we're not talking about what's fair. We're just talking about what the game is. Okay? If a man has a choice between this Selma, all things even in appearance, if a man has a choice of going with this Selma Hayek or that Selma Hayek, are you trying to tell me that it's not going to matter to him which Selma Hayek because he's visual? Are you kidding me? That is the deception that leads you down the wrong road. You think that if you, from an appearance standpoint, keep it together, that a man ain't going to care about your traumas. But a man, if a man is given the option, if a man is given the option to choose, and maybe I should do this. See that? That's a clean bottle of water. That's a brand new unopened bottle of water. And this bottle has been drank. So you're telling me, man or woman, which one are you choosing? Which one you walking up on and which one you choosing? But see, what happens is men don't do what they got to do and their options are limited. And so here it is right in front of him. He doesn't have options. He has an option. And so he says, well, something is better than nothing. And then he takes you. And then you feel like, see, it worked out for me. But see, as a man grows and his options grow, now, when a man has options, it's not fair. But when a man has options, you get upset because he exercised the options that he's earned. And nothing is given to a man. Everything is earned. So now he has an option of being able to have this over here. And he might try to fight the good fight to keep this over here. But then if he ultimately chooses to come over here and take this, you want to cancel him. You want to vilify him. See? But see, this is my water. And look, now I'll make another point. Look at this water bottle now. It's empty. And so now that the water bottle is empty, tell me how useful is this to me? See, but you want a man to, once you empty and deplete it, you just want him to just take the water and you just want him to take some more and put it back in there. See, it's a perfectly good bottle. No, it's the substance that's inside that we want. Well, if he drinks this up, he'll drink it. But see, here's the thing. A full you is different than a used you. How many people can pick up a bottle of water and just drink it from the table? Like you just walk in there, you see some water and you drink it. Now, if you were dying of thirst, yeah. And so if a man is a thirsty person and he's dying of thirst, he accepts you. But your problem is you think, see, what I did didn't matter. No, a man is only going to exercise the options that are available to him. That's why I tell men, or that's why I say to men, I say, man, you just have to take a period where you have to say no to peace leave. You have to say no to women. You just got to say no to them. And then you have to take power over the peace leave. Because if you get to a point where peace leave can't rule you, then you will make good decisions in your life. But if peace leave rules you, you will always be distracted and you will always you will never accomplish the goals that you set out for. And some of the things that you are designed to accomplish, it takes extreme focus. That's why a man that makes a woman more important than his purpose ain't a man at all. You running and you chasing behind a woman and everything like that, no matter how much and you can love a woman dearly, man. Listen, I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my wife. But if my wife didn't want to be with me, yeah, I would say, baby, 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 please, I don't want you to leave. I want to work it out. I want to be with you. But if my wife was hell bent on leaving, what could I possibly do? I couldn't do anything but just let her leave. Because if I don't let her leave, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to make a fool of myself, or I'm going to do or say something that I'm going to regret, or she's going to do, or vice versa. So my wife is with me because she wants to be with me. Do I want my wife to be with me for all of the days of my life? I certainly do. But that's up to her on her end. And I can't make her do that. Do you want somebody following you because they need you? Or do you want somebody following you because they choose to? My wife follows me because it's her choice. But if she does it, but the day, the minute, the second, and the hour that she decides that she doesn't want to follow me, it doesn't necessarily make me a loser or see, it didn't work out. No, it's like I said with these contracts, and I'm going to wrap this up here. It's like I said with these contracts in the NBA. You know, LeBron James, as I was going to say, LeBron James took short contracts. Short contracts. Now, what did that do for him? He betted on himself. The reason that he took short contracts is because he was such a generational player that teams wanted him. And if teams wanted to keep him, then they had to acquiesce to what was going to be beneficial to his career. They had to go out there and get the players and the coaches that he wanted. But if he would have taken a long-term contract, like a 10-year contract, he could even have taken a 3-year contract. That would have allowed the team to sit back and say, if we don't get it right this year, there's always next year. You know what I'm saying? And why would you want to be in a situation like that? That's why I kind of understood why they said marriage should be short-term contracts, 5-year contracts, 3-year contracts. Because if you're going to be with somebody for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how do you get how do you get the best out of that person? How do you get the best out of that person? You take off this unconditional bit and you make things conditional. Well, that's not good. Well, yes, it is good, because if my wife signed up with me, which she did, to be this type of wife and this type of mother, and she's not being that type of wife or that type of mother, why should I stay with her? Yes, she's going to get tired. Yes, she's going to get weary. But I'm going to get tired and I'm going to get weary, yet I'm going to be held to the same standard. Let me not take care of my family and watch what happens. It's not going to be the same thing if my wife doesn't take care of her family. So we have an agreement. Hey, listen, my wife has the green fluorescent light to stay with me or to not be with me. But it is her choice. I don't make it my choice. If I put my wife in a if I put my basketball players in a long-term contract, they have to do what I said they have to do. They can't break their contract. They can't leave. That situation with Kevin Durant, I would just be like, Kevin Durant, we gave you a year off to recoup. Things didn't turn out the way that you wanted to turn out so far. But we have a contract, and we're going to agree to that contract. So you can show up and do your job, or you can just not show up and do your job, and then that's going to affect you moving forward, and it's going to affect your legacy, and that's going to affect everything else. All right? So we're going to wrap it up right there, but I'm just telling you, ladies, I'm not trying to get on you. Like, you're not the enemy. But if you're functioning and operating in terms of a sponsorship role where you're just looking for a man to just help you kick your feet up and make your life good, and you don't have to reciprocate, yeah, you are the enemy. And I am talking to you, and you are a buster, and you need to get out of here. And you have no place in this world. Final thoughts, fellas, you have to stay focused. You have to build your brand. You have to build yourself up. And it's not in comparison to what somebody else is, because success is not a measure of money. Success is whatever your goals are. So you have to become the best version of yourself that you can. And then you're going to have the options that you have in front of you because you made it so. And when you do that, you're going to be able to save yourself a lot of heartache and pain because you'll have a better crop to choose from. That's why there are more women than you. I'm sorry, ladies, but there's more women out there than men. And that's what you're going to have to get the understanding of. And ladies, I'm just trying to tell you, stop listening to women about what men want and start listening to men about what men want. And if it's not something that you can do, don't do it. But if it's something that you can do, then you have to do it, and you have to do it, and you have to earn it, and you have to keep it, and you're going to have to develop good habits of continuing to do those things so we can have stronger relationships. Because if we have stronger relationships as people, then we can get to things like practicing group economics and things like that, because the group economic practice it starts with family. And we can't have a similar, just because you're a single parent, you have a broken home. That's not a family. Family is made up of husband, wife, children. Okay? It's not made of husband and children. It's not made of wife and children. Or it's not made of father and child, and it's not made of mother and child. It's made up of both. All right? So that's my time. I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Talk to me nice. And if you want to get in touch with me, my information is at the bottom in the description. Thank you.